finish multiple games of Stellaris.
Hello,
I guess I'm
everybody,
not going to be doing any bug hunting.
Well, we'll do that on Sunday at the very least if we don't do it tonight. But speaking
I'm
of...
actually going to be at the Renaissance Festival Sunday.
Oh, wow. Wow, you're a fucking nerd, aren't you?
What an intro this is.
That's actually pretty cool. So, Ren Fair, but no, tell us about that later, because right now, it's...
Fucking season tickets.
Oh, wait, seriously? You can get season tickets to a Ren Fair?
Oh my god.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
I was given them as a present.
Oh, that's cool. Anyway.
Hi everybody, I'm your host, Galil, and we're here playing the Con X. I'm here with our beautiful GM, April.
Hey, also known as Duhad.
Our player, Colonel the Frog.
Yo.
Our other player, Winter.
I'm finally here.
Zombie Cam.
Wiki tiki tack.
And a quiet observer, Time Knight.
Anyway, that perfect. Thank you, Tom. But yeah, no. Fascination with the Ren Fair and discussions about squashing some bugs at a later point. Aside. Welcome back to Conspiracy X. We're going to be picking up where we left off previously, and once again, we are missing two of our players. In this case, Moonstruck Ragamuffin is not here due to question mark.
What a dumb idiot.
And Morath is not here because a hurricane is currently blowing through his state, and there are refugees living in his house because he's
He should have still played it. He should have still played the game, even with the refugees there. In fact, they could all play.
They could all make their own characters.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we need expendable cannon fodder.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. They could all play they could all settle the entire town for us.
And on that cheerful note, I just want to say that all of our, best wishes and prayers go out to the victims of these hurricanes that we are now making fun of.
Yes.
So no, but
Unlike YouTube drama calling out Darkside Phil here. Darkside Phil, who is currently blaming the victims of this hurricane for not being able to give him more money.
By the way, you should all support our Patreon.
God damn, man! Like, wow, this is really. If you ever wondered if you were watching good people on this YouTube channel, turns out no.
The only reason why the hurricane's even hitting
Oh God, no,
Florida is because you're not supporting our Patreon.
No, that's not. Anyway, so people of the YouTubes, let's enjoy some Conspiracy X, and genuinely hope that if you are
After you give us money.
Oh God, I had a whole thing planned for saying something nice to these poor people, but okay. So anyway, we pick up again where we left off in the Aegis facility after you were returning with the data that you had managed to collect from the burnt out other Aegis facility. You had managed to retrieve a bunch of hard drives, like big fucking hard drives, filled with entire terabytes of data. Concerning the work that was being done on this project, which clearly was, at least in some way related to the tragedy that occurred here. You have also managed to talk to a number of people. Let me just open up my notes.
All but the sheriff.
Yeah, you'd managed to talk to everyone. You talked to Mayor Eric Jameson. You talked with Dr. James Franklin.
Wow, Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, you managed to talk to Mac, the brother of the woman who is currently in Aegis custody, but whose doppelganger appears to be running around the woods related to this case. And I don't believe you talked to Sheriff Elizabeth North or her deputies, but no, I don't think you...
No, we didn't.
Okay.
We did get that two of the deputies were actually in the Aegis facility alongside her.
Yes,
we got their names.
Yeah, you did. They did enter the manor. You don't know if they necessarily went into the actual base itself, but they, like the underground secret base. But they definitely went into the top level. Yeah, and you found out that the bodies that bodies in this town are currently being held at the Phil Hart and Sons butcher's shop until they can be, brought to the nearest hospital morgue, since the entire town is on under strict quarantine at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other notes that you guys have about the what's happened up to this point are entirely on your heads. So hope you pay attention. So you guys, we're driving back to the base. Is there anything else you want to do before you arrive and let Bluebeetle's character get to work on writing up, on trying to decipher this data?
I'm creating a mini universe
That
so
is-
that I can power my car.
I'm not driving, correct?
I don't believe so.
Then
Also,
Flask.
everyone could write their characters' names in the Skype thing so I can remember them. That'd be great. But continue. With what you were saying.
Oh, if I'm not driving, then Flask.
Okay, so you're just drinking
Yep.
like a big old hero.
Hey, I've been good for the rest of the day. Had my coffee, did my work. Now it's time to get my booze on, and then get my science on.
Fair enough. Meryl and Lawrence, are you guys? Do you have anything you want to say or do before you reach the base?
Just remember my voice first.
Of course.
Wasn't it a old 1940s? Hello, newspaper.
I have to remember. See, like I said, I'm sick. My voice box is broken, so I need to.
Well, you could just say that he has like a stuff.
caught the cold.
He has a cold, which causes him to speak in a thick Australian accent for the time being.
Well, that was by default already what he spoke like, but
Hello there. My name is.
I mean, good thing we're not an XCOM team and a Con X team, or else it'd have to be a thick American accent.
That's
Oh,
true.
God.
hello.
I'm from Egypt.
I am a German.
So anyway, though, but yeah, okay. So you, so do you want to say something, Lawrence?
No, I don't. I can't think of anything.
Okay. So Lawrence opens his mouth and then closes it again without having said anything of substantial merit. And you guys pull into the parking lot of the donut shop, the coffee and donut shop that you have had your base secretly constructed under. Joining you there, actually, Winter, what did you buy with your buy as an addition onto the base?
It was masks, I believe. I forgot to write.
You spent
Yeah.
all of your points on masks.
No,
No.
there's we had.
I forget exactly what
we
it was.
replaced the thing with barracks.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We also have radiation suits.
That's why this suits. This was. Yeah, that's
Big
my
difference.
rock.
I
The
can't
difference
remember.
than mask, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Different.
Now we can just wear them and just go to the
Yeah.
house forever.
True.
Do we get?
Yeah.
Do we get the points that we spent on the dormitory back then?
No, they were the same amount of points for,
Yeah,
for
you
more
just-
space.
Yeah, you just needed the different type of points to get the barracks.
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
bought.
you refunded them, but I think that they probably spent their somewhere else? Question mark.
I don't
Yeah, I
think we.
believe
I don't
so.
know.
I believe so.
Okay, well, I hope you guys made a note of-
So let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, we have.
I didn't remember
Yeah.
that we did.
Well,
remember
you
we
guys
two
really.
two intel points. I think. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Oh.
so glad you guys carefully used your points and made careful notes of what you had actually bought, because
This is awesome.
It's great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, didn't he get another van?
That was on the list, yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
second van.
that's
There you go. There you go. So.
That's what it is.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
you see a second van parked in the front of the donut and coffee shop, and you realize that one of the remaining members of your company has arrived, which is good because your friend, whatever the fuck Jared's character's name is currently feeling a little under the weather and needs to take some time off in the barracks.
Let's see, that was Seema.
Zima, right? Yeah. Zima
It
needs
was
to take
Mother
a little,
Zima.
Yeah. Mother Zima needs to take a little break in the barracks and take a little lie down.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, you still seem to be missing the last member of your party who's really taken his time getting here.
I came from the fucking patrol line.
He greedily and thoughtlessly took time off to do humanitarian work before coming joining you in town. And
Yeah, what a loser. There's apparently
What an absolute
sort of,
dick.
yeah, what a loser. Apparently there's like a weird hurricane going on and he has refugees in his house. What a loser,
what
right?
a piece of garbage.
There's a
Not a hero like the rest of you.
Yeah, we're the actual heroes, saving the day from.
Speaking of the big heroes, though, as you exit the van and head in to see the rest of the to go meet your contact, who one of you knows very well, you find that they've already gone down into the basement, and so you have to use the service elevator to get the to get this giant fucking like set of storage of data storage devices into the actual basement.
Good thing we loaded it on a cart.
I also have been a lot more.
Saved you from completely throwing out your back.
Oh, well, more than that, I'd probably fall down the stairs, now wouldn't I?
Yeah. Die
Not wrong.
crushed under a giant computer terminal.
Your wheelchair like a few inches from you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you head down to the base, and there, sitting before you, is that guy.
There's the thing
That
before
guy,
you.
Dolson Van Buren.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Dolson is sitting there, smoking a nice little cigar. As, yeah. He is a 5'9", guy, 62 years old, with hazel eyes. He has short brown hair in a very militaristic cut, with a thin mustache and beard.
He enjoys long walks on the beach.
Yes, he does enjoy that.
He's a family man, really likes family,
Really, really.
and is a connoisseur of assorted
Wines.
things.
Yes.
I mean, he's a guy who really loves his family. He in fact
Loves
defines
his
himself
family.
by how much of a family guy he is with them.
Oh, hi, Dad.
Hey!
I'm seeing you here.
I know, like, I just got put on to this case. It's great.
Actually, you got
Good to
put on
see.
this case last week, but you
The drive up
Right.
here was so terrible with all the traffic and such that I finally get to see ya. How you doing, old sport?
I'm doing great.
That's great. If you ever need any help with anything, you know to call.
Mm-hmm.
you two are working in a secret base together. You don't need to like be like, kid, I'll see you later. Give me a call if you want
Yeah.
to do this some time. All right, I'm out of here.
Anyway, we need to drop off these hard drives.
I see.
So could you stop sitting on the container for them?
Oh, of course. Stands up and helps with getting everything ready.
Mm-hmm. Coolio.
Bleep bleep. Technology sounds.
All right, yeah. So you plug it in since no one else is really
Yeah.
saying anything. So yeah, you wheeled over the thing, plug into the big old computer, and it starts quickly running through streams of data, processing what you have got here and trying to pluck out any pieces of information that might actually be helpful to you. The process will take some time. It's mostly going to require a lot of data processing. Belial,
In the meantime,
your character needs to roll me a quick intelligence plus computers or computer programming.
Boy. Is it computer program or computer hacking?
It is computer programming. You're not trying to hack into the
All
security of this thing. You're literally trying to figure out a program for most efficiently parsing out this data.
I was just checking. 13.
13? Okay. Yeah, so it's going to take you a while to work on this thing, but you think you should be able to make sure that you get this whole thing up and running in reasonable amount of time, so you don't end up, only getting the information from the device at the end of your allotted time.
Mm-hmm. When it gets up and running, I'm going to immediately check in with Lawrence and Yang for the program that they had me run in the background while we were away before.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take the blast damage material to my workshop and start doing my analysis on it.
Fair enough. So we'll deal with that in just a second. I want to figure out what everyone's doing first, actually. So, Zombie Cam. What are you doing?
What was the data that we had on the running in the background again?
The one that's currently being run on the computer is the data about the project that was being worked on here in the Aegis facility.
The one in the background was the work that our character's team was at our other job over at Groom Lake.
So yeah.
Alien power systems.
Very fascinating stuff, really.
Hey, if it gets us the firestorm.
No, I'm not even kidding. I mean, that's really some your characters probably are super interested in that because it's crazy.
Well, Yang does have this whole obsession here. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, did I get radios? I didn't get radios.
Oh no! Well, I'm afraid that's gonna really bite you in the butt there because you got no radios now.
Can I order radios online with Amazon Prime?
You can.
Is there a shack with radios?
Oh shit! Yeah.
No, there's not a radio shack in this town. And unfortunately, when you try and place the order via Amazon, they warn you that there might be a delay due to unexpected
non-existing.
Quarantine on the town.
No. Amazon doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, and also Amazon doesn't exist. So you literally have contacted a forestry site that deals with preservation in the Amazon rainforest.
Then again, I am using internet that's not supposed to exist for another few years.
What year is this taking place in?
This
in the late
ask
90s.
the GM.
This is 98, and I'm using basically Windows 2000. Or no, Windows XP.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, okay, hold on. I think the internet existed, just it wasn't that
Well, no shit. The internet existed since the 80s, but Amazon didn't exist.
Oh no, yeah, Amazon. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But anyway, point is, yeah,
if Amazon exists, can I put money into investing into it?
You might be able to if you get out of this town in one piece.
Alright. Good.
So, just a small note. Anyone that has a few connections with, the military or anything would know that he's blown up his commanding officer in a crazy episode.
Wait, in a crazy episode, as in an episode of a crazy event. So your character suffers from the medical condition known as craziness.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazyitis.
Crazyitis.
Of your crazy gland.
Naturally.
Of course, naturally.
Okay, yeah, is anyone here actually connected directly to the military?
No, I mean the closest thing. Well, as far as
Technically, Project Moondust is part of the U.S. Air Force.
I am a deputy marshal, but I already know about his stupid breakdown shit because I'm family.
So why are you not currently in jail?
Reasons. Because of his daughter, she helped in some way that I didn't actually think of.
Okay, making a note about this.
Don't I have a greater
I believe you have a greater pull than I do.
No, I have a greater rank than you.
Yes, you do.
Okay. I don't know what reason would be.
Yeah, okay, so the current convict being employed by Aegis due to his former relationship to the United States Armed Services is hanging around while you guys work on your actual work. What are you going to do?
Who are you asking?
You, because I don't know what your character's doing as opposed to everyone else's.
He's checking out the facility. He hasn't had a good look around at everything since from putting it all in.
Fair enough.
So he's getting...
Okay, then we'll deal with the ballistics thing next.
Yeah.
Curl the Frog.
Yep.
I want you to roll me a intelligence plus science.
You know, the science skill.
Do we want physics or engineer alien tech here?
In this case, well, I'm gonna let you choose whatever you think is the more appropriate one. I will say that I think I know, I have an idea as to which one will be more helpful, but I want your character to decide in universe which one he personally perceives as being the better avenue of research for this.
Well, at the moment, what he's trying to do is pin down what lines of technology he can find in this. I mean, he's already figured out, okay, this is more like, I believe we said, the Saurian tech, but it's more focused than what they normally use. More rapid pulses, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so you want to figure out, say more about the technology by, examining this based on alien technology that you've experienced in the past.
Yeah, if that doesn't come up with anything, he'll do the boring old physics to it, but, you know...
Okay, that is actually a good, yeah, I like that. That's what I was thinking. So, roll them bones.
Well, let's actually spin that ring, but...
Spin that ring. Spin to win.
Just like in Bloodborne.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
So
You don't really spin to win in Bloodborne.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, the axe, but...
Let me pull up a video for you, Winter.
It isn't all spin to winning, but I think I know which weapon you're talking about. But anyway.
So, 28. The ring is getting retired immediately.
That is retiring the ring.
Yeah.
That's too ridiculous, even for me.
Yeah, that's a little insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, you definitely are going to succeed, though, because fuck.
So, tell me, do the godlike skill rolls still apply?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, fine. As long as you retire that goddamn ring.
Excellent.
So, while you're writing all that in, what you discover from this thing, from this ridiculous success as you are studying the ring, is that not the ring, fuck, brain. While you're studying the sections of wall you cut out, is that whatever this weapon was, it is in. It's not. It has several very obvious design differences from those used by the regular aliens. It is at once a larger, bulkier, more hard-hitting weapon than most of what they use, but it's not as precise. This looks. Okay, no worries. This looks more like a high energy Okay, so brain. Thank you. This weapon seems to be a lot more crudely designed than a lot of what the aliens tend to use. But on the other hand, it seems to have actually been like a little bit more practically designed. Based on like the size of the damage and everything, it definitely feels like from like what you've seen, this doesn't look like the weapon used by an infiltrator. This looks like a weapon that was designed very specifically for like open combat, which, given the aliens' general self-secrecy, means that like this doesn't come off like something that they would be using.
Okay.
You also managed to get from it just a general, because of like how fucking ridiculous that roll was. Like you studying it, you get a general sense that the weapon is well above what the general damage range of this thing would be above a normal assault rifle, but below something like truly insane, like a rocket launcher sniper rifle to the face.
How does it compare to, say, an Atlantean particle accelerator rifle?
This one wouldn't be as damaging, but it would be again a lot more practical. Like, this is the sort of thing that you could fire around in like a battlefield situation, and like arm a whole bunch of people with. But on the other hand, it wouldn't like do the same sort of like ludicrous hole punching that that like Atlantean tech is capable of.
Okie dokie. Was there only the one weapon used according to the ballistics, essentially?
Yes, there was only the one weapon used, at least down there. Down in the that was at least on the top floor. On the bottom floor, there were a number of weapons used, including conventional firearms from the Aegis cell.
Okay.
This damn cell.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just go after it with physics for the moment.
Okay.
That's better. Okay, that'll be a 14.
Okay. You're getting a relatively similar bit of information from this. Obviously, like, you don't get anything about the actual nature of the alien technology, but you kind of pick up on, like the way the type of holes this thing made, the like the number of shots fired and all that. That whatever this thing is, it has a decent amount of physical, like it does a bit of physical damage, but it seems to mostly be like based in energy. It's probably more of a plasma weapon or possibly a laser weapon than like something with a conventional like bullet at the center of it, or what's it called? The
Railgun.
Railgun, thank you. Yes.
Okay. So from that, I'm kind of getting it deposits enough energy, and from what you've said about the craters and such, it deposits enough energy on what it's hitting to essentially get the energy density up high enough to make it explode.
Basically, yes.
Okay, so pulse laser potentially, well-focused pulse laser rather. Also potentially could be some bullshit with plasma that actually digs in and then pops out. Can I get anything one way or the other there?
You'd say it's more likely to be the first option than the second.
Pulse laser. Okay.
Yeah. Again, it's kind of hard to tell exactly, just because you don't really, you have never seen a weapon exactly like this, on Earth before, not even from the aliens. But that is basically what you kind of assume. And again, this all points to this weapon and its user being very, very different than what Aegis is used to having to deal with.
Okie dokie.
Which means we must neutralize it.
Must neutralize this neutral party.
No, we must capture, experiment, reverse engineer, and make better.
Also, April, this is a blog that you should
Great Aunt Valen would be very proud of me.
Oh, God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Oh my God. Okay. Don't distract me with amazing sharks.
It's a blog whose entire point is to post
delete it quickly.
things as shark.
God damn it.
3, 2,
Okay, just delete it because I'm gonna get distracted by all these sharks. Oh my god, there's so many sharks. Anyway, right. So, so this. God, don't make me like.
She already offered to show me Jaws.
It's on Netflix now. I have to show it to Belil. Like, don't. Oh God, I'm gonna start gushing about Jaws if you keep this up. Oh no.
Who cares about Catherine anymore? It's sharks. That's the main concept.
Whoever this person is that's out in the woods, she's now a shark. It's just a shark swimming around the woods.
Fear of the land shark.
But yeah, so you, oh God, that took a couple of hours. Belil's about halfway done with her current project. So we're going to move over into Zombie Camp.
Hello.
Yes, what are you doing?
Let's say I am writing a report for Aegis. A status report.
That probably was written. Alright, you probably will have time to write that in the time that DeFrog spends working on his ballistics testing.
And science.
And science.
Too sad. People are dumb.
So what?
I write about the mayor.
Okay.
And the different people that we met, what we gleaned from investigating the Aegis site, and about the secret project that we found, the remnants of stuff like that. I don't know if there would be someone I deliver a report to, but oh well.
Through your Hermes link.
On my phone.
Yeah, your phone has it.
Okay, I take a picture of it once I've finished writing it.
Yeah, you can. Well, like it's actually pretty cool. It's got like it's a phone, but it also has like a little keyboard that you can pull out and like type in messages to, and then send them to other people.
Oh my god, that's the future.
It's a BlackBerry.
Yeah, and it can access the internet, and it has it can make phone calls, obviously, but like it's crazy. It does like everything you can imagine. Plus, it's got a whole bunch of things like
way of the future.
It's got a thumbprint scanner and voice recognition and stuff. Like, it's crazy. It's sci-fi levels of phone technology that we'll never see.
Does it have caller ID?
Yes, it does.
Oh my god, it's like an 8-for-1 package.
Holy cow.
Does it have a camera?
You fucking know it does.
Excellent.
Like,
I should probably note here that I am documenting what I'm doing.
I assume. But yeah, no, like, jokes aside, like, genuinely, like, kind of the funny thing with these Aegis, the Aegis links that you guys have is they are, for all intents and purposes, modern smartphones as envisioned by people in the 90s running a role-playing game.
Wait, I bought cameras and audio recorders, but these things are already cameras and audio recording
They're
devices?
nowhere near as good as the ones that you got.
Okay.
Like,
again, it's like the difference between a professional camera and your phone camera.
Yeah, and
there isn't much difference nowadays.
Yeah,
and one of them's a lot more expendable.
Yeah. Think about it's the difference between a professional camera and a cell phone camera from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like what you got is a much better, much higher detail thing. You can actually like zoom in and enhance on photographs that you've taken with your camera, whereas your Aegis smartphone will just be like, eh.
Okay.
Enhance!
Zoom and enhance?
Yeah. And
if you talkie features, then what's the point of radio?
Well, I'm not sure what you guys want the radio store, but you can use the radios in situations where you wouldn't be able to use the Aegis device, including with people who are not members of Aegis. And like DeFrog said, you really don't want to risk ever losing or compromising your Aegis links, because that would be really bad. Not just for Aegis, but for you. So having an alternative that isn't, that can be very handy.
Yeah.
But I also imagine that if there's any NDD operatives around, they might be able to spot those out.
Yes, they're also kind of a signal to anyone who actually knows about Aegis that, like, hey, by the way, that person, they're a member of Aegis.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well,
I'm just from the future.
All right.
That's it.
Would you like to recite your status report?
Oh my. Uh, do you really want me to
No, it's quite
blabber
alright.
for the whole last session?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. If we need to like recount any information, you will do so in your status report. But no, for now it's fine. So you three are done with what you had been working on. Is there anything else you want to do while you wait for Bleal's character, whose name is Meryl, to finish up collecting all the data that she can?
God damn it, Neil.
Hold on. I have to do the thing.
Oh, the thing.
Okay. Beep 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 boop beep boop 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 beep boop beep boop boop. Typing.
Technology
on the
is
camera.
going.
Okay.
There we
Yeah.
go.
I did it.
Perfect.
Why do you think they never got a good picture of Bigfoot?
That's right. And so,
They
Yeah, you
use
gotta
their
use
phone.
this high quality stuff.
little flip phones. All those little flip phones. But okay, so yeah. What are the three of you want to do? What are the three of you want to do while you wait on Bleal to finish her work? You're the only adult in this party. Yeah.
The tiny, tiny little adult.
I am the only adult.
But yeah, what are the rest of you guys going to do while you wait? Well, don't everybody answer at once.
Actually, I'm going to start looking over what I can remember and what pictures I took of the equipment from the Aegis facility. See what more I can glean from that.
Okay, fair enough. Do the rest of you want to join him, or are you all going to do your own thing?
Sure. I'll help.
Okie dokie, I'll get the whiteboard.
Okay. Zombie camp? Are you going to write
Sorry?
a report for the first half of today?
Nothing much has happened.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Says you, I'm onto the idea of a pulse laser. Mad scientist means never having to say that you're sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
But yeah, so yeah, well, oh lord. So while you're looking over the photographs and stuff to figure out what you can about the technology, we'll actually just fast forward to the end of Bleal's work so that you guys kind of get all that information at once. Bleal, what you managed to learn from the data, once you get it all sorted out for the most part, is that what they were working on was some sort of, well, it's kind of hard to say. It's basically a teleporter, but
Those haven't been invented yet. What?
yeah, it's a teleporter in the 90s? How ridiculous. Those
Tell
won't
me
be
in the
invented-
2000s, then I'll believe you.
Yeah, like, those won't be invented for another 10 years. But no, yeah, it's like, it's a
It won't be
teleporter.
invented till 2008.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a teleporter, but it's not a teleporter between 2 points in space. It's a teleporter between 2 points in reality, as far as you can tell. It basically is it's a little bit like, essentially, the way of thinking about it is that it was, okay, so it's a bit like Event Horizon. It's basically they originally intended to like try and find a way of essentially folding space over on itself in order to instantly transport someone from this pad to another point on Earth.
So what you're telling me is that this is a gateway to hell.
No, that's not what I'm telling you at all.
But this is Event Horizon.
It's like Event Horizon. But what actually happened was like when they bent, when space is folded over, instead of piercing straight through the other side of our own reality, instead they folded it over and found themselves connected to a parallel reality. Not like a substantially different one, but one that was, different. At first, they didn't really realize this because the point that they had folded over into was basically, for all intents and purposes, the same as in this world. They actually managed to open it up into an area where they were doing the exact same test in an alternate reality, and were able to retrieve the test object that they were going to use for it. They didn't actually realize what they had done until after they had contacted the other base where the other side of the test was being performed, and found that from their perspective, they had the first base, the one that you guys are in right now, or had been earlier, had actually failed because the test object had never been retrieved, which was at the point in which they realized that they had basically crossed into an alternate universe and plucked out, said test object from a reality in which they had never actually succeeded in the test.
Are there schematics?
Not repeatable ones. Like, that data is largely corrupted. In fact, this is a weird thing.
Can I use computer hacking to keep it, to try and...
No, that is not how computer hacking works.
What? I can't try and piece together the corrupted data?
That's what you've been doing with your computer programming.
But
that's what I was actually trying to say, is that the missing data, it's not just corrupted, it's not just lost. It looks like it was deliberately excised. Like, it looks like someone deliberately went
By
in...
a priest?
Excised, not exercised.
So it is a gateway to hell.
It's not
So
a
it
gateway
worked
to
out?
hell.
It's a gateway
It
to
went
hell,
to the
everyone.
gym?
The point is...
Cultist priest.
I can't believe Satan is literally an alien.
Yeah. Literal Satan alien confirmed. Anyway, point is, they were, obviously excited about this result, and after some additional testing, the director of this cell decided to engage in a much larger scale project, the details of which have been largely corrupted and lost. However, it does appear that the overall goal would have been to essentially create a much larger portal that a much larger rift that would have allowed people to cross. As is this facility as large as the space where the teleporter, for lack of a better word, was set up. It was only actually creating a opening large enough to basically fit a little robot arm through to collect the thing. And so when, what the director was trying to do was create a much larger scale portal that would have allowed someone to fully move from one universe to the other. However, as they were approaching the final steps of this procedure, records cut out, everything is corrupted, and clearly someone shot the shit out of this whole area.
Mm-hmm. Well then.
So did you share this information with us?
Oh, fuck yeah. As long as you have clearance.
Yeah. So was there any notes on their rationale for going ahead with this project?
That's one of the odd parts about it. The initial research, like the just making the little arm-size hole, was something that Aegis had actually okayed as being a way of essentially delivering physical evidence and technology to higher ranked Aegis cells without having to risk compromising them by going to the smaller cells. The larger scale project seems to have actually been been orchestrated and directed almost entirely by the director himself, and that that while he was basically the one person who was contacting Aegis, the head researcher who was the one writing most of these notes privately left notes about how he personally believed that he was acting outside of the direct orders of Aegis Prime, despite what he asserted, and that he was the head programmer was basically wanting to leave a essentially like a little contingency thing where he'd basically be like, hey, if this all blows up in our faces, I want to say for the record that I did not, that we were being told that this was all okay from the top and that we aren't necessarily cool with what was going on here.
Right. Because, I mean, frankly, this seems like a major security breach that is kind of outside of Aegis's purview. In fact, our purview is really shutting this shit down.
Exactly. So, hence the worry, and apparently quite justified worries considering obviously what happened.
Considering where we are at.
Yeah.
Who has the clearance
Who has clearance?
to access the information?
In this.
What's your occupations?
Border patrol officer.
Okay.
mean,
I work for Blue Sky. I mean Moondog.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I am Blue Sky.
oh God. I mean, realistically, you're actually, you should all actually be, considered, fine. Like, you are all
True, but I don't want to lose my job because someone learned something they shouldn't, and
That's
then we
fair.
have to clean it up by eliminating it.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, everyone except for your dad is pretty clearly, fine.
Fair. Alright, I won't tell my dad. I'll let everyone else know.
Okay.
What a bad daughter.
Okie dokie. Can I take a look at the schematics that have the excised records in them?
Yes, you can look at, yeah.
Okie dokie, let's try and reverse engineer.
Alright, it's going to be very, very difficult.
Okay.
And you're probably going to need materials. You're not going to just be able to build this
No,
on
no.
the fly.
I'm not trying to build one at the moment. In fact,
Make it an extended test, Duhad.
Well, that's what I'll be doing if he tries to build it, but
yeah, no. I don't at the moment want to build one. In fact, that's kind of pointless considering that we do still have a mostly intact unit over at the other one. What I want to do is figure out actually how everything works together to go ahead and guide myself later when I'm working with that one.
I'm just kidding, by the way. I am letting Winter's character in.
Okay, good.
That was a joke.
Okay, good. I was going to say, that's going to be a bit weird later on, but okay, excellent.
Yeah, I don't want him to be completely out of the scene.
I'm just completely out of the loop and just there to beat up people.
Yeah.
Yes, punch that one. Why? I can't tell you. Okay.
Classified information. Just hit him.
Pretty much, that's what it would be.
Yeah, so you'll want to be making me a physics roll.
Physics, okay.
Yeah. This is really, really not easy physics, but it's
Still physics.
still in your wheelhouse, yeah.
Well, I'll just call it my good friend Stephen Hawking.
Stephen
No, he's a
Hawking.
dick. Also,
I'll shoot him in the
20.
head after he finishes. I mean, what you gotta do.
Oh, look here. Look who's come crawling back to me again.
Hello. Hello. Oh. So, had you found a way to disprove my Hawking radiation theory?
I
No?
don't think so.
Go
You
fuck
don't.
off. I'm gonna
Alright,
get
20.
my dick sucked from my old wife.
You might be able to work it out. It's highly theoretical, Defrog. It's highly, highly theoretical, but you might be able to get this to work.
But what you're saying is I've at least got a line of investigation on this.
Yeah. Like you feel like you have at least enough of a grasp on what's going on here that you could take a pretty reasonable stab at at repairing it, and if you were given a fully intact model, you probably could operate it, at least reasonably safely.
Okie dokie.
Keywords reasonable and safe.
God. Want to kill us.
Uh,
maybe
Oh
that's-
no, we're all gonna die. No.
We're all gonna die in the same exact way. It's literally like a never-ending loop.
But yeah, so there's one other thing with the role you got. I will say that you did notice something kind of weird about it. You don't. It's a little hard to exactly tell, but something's off about like the calculations that you just performed and like what you ended up coming out with. You don't know what exactly, but something doesn't feel right.
Okay, something doesn't feel right about the calculations I just performed.
Yeah, like not like in a spooky, like, oh no, what dark mysteries have you unlocked way, but in a, like, from a scientific perspective, something feels funky about this.
Is this
the
a
wrong
that's
equation.
funny moment?
What was that?
Is this a that's funny moment?
Yeah. Like, well, partly a that's funny moment, and partly a, if you were working on this project, you'd probably redo a bunch of calculations in order to actually, like, double check, your results, kind of thing.
Okay, I am going to write up a large list of calculations to be cross-checked by our computer expert.
All right. But while that's going on, like while you guys like are working on that, what does the group want to do? Like, where do you want to move forward from there? Because the computer's you're gonna want to give it a little time before you just plug more shit into the computer and do that all
So
the
I
time.
imagine we gather around the miniature set that Lawrence has
Yes.
set up.
The miniature set.
Yeah. So, we need to figure out our next destination.
Now, shouldn't that be the sheriff and the deputies?
Well, yes. I
Scribble,
wish
scribble.
Zima was awake, but either way, in our investigation of Catherine's brother, I figured out a location of key interest.
Okay.
It's a sort of tree house that he mentioned during the interview with him. For some reason, he saw what looked to be a feral human nearby it. So,
How do you mean
imagine-
feral?
Well, you remember back in the medical place, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I was asking around for names because I suspect that the disease that they've been contracting has something to do with this feral change. The hunter, hold on, let me pull up my notes that I have on this. Pulls out the spiral notebook. He is. He was wearing an orange jacket, was scruffy in appearance, and carried a hunting rifle. And it was said by the doctor that he had been eating that he had been sick and had stopped attending his appointments.
I remember.
When seen as a witness, he was eating a deer in public, like in the woods.
I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Hermes link and put in the particulars of this and give it a search and see if anything comes up.
Okay. So yeah, you don't find too much, at least not from initial search. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can roll me an investigation. Plus
The other one that comes up is Myths and Legends Ufology. Would that
okay.
be?
Yeah, okay. Roll
Can I
that.
assist in that role?
Yeah, anyone can make that roll. By the way, you all have Aegis links.
Awesome.
Okay.
And if I do it, I'll roll shit anyway, so might as well not.
Fair enough.
Okay. That'll be
That's an 11 for me.
19.
11 and 19. Okay. Jesus Christ, kid.
I rolled an 8.
Fair enough. All right.
I rolled a 6.
Might as well roll a d10.
Totally ridiculous.
10.
Okay. And Zomboid?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, poor baby, you okay?
Yeah.
I'll make him feel better real fast. His cold will die.
This cold will die to the sounds of the reed.
Oh God, he's got a cold. He's been
Who was the
infected.
hunter named again?
No.
Because I have the names Frank
7.
Eston, James McCready, and Marcus St. James.
You did not actually get a name for the hunter who.
No, I asked who that was. I asked around,
Oh right, fuck.
and then it was a guy who shared the same appearance, and I was like, "Hey, can I get his information? It's pertinent
Right,
to this case."
right. Of course, the dead hunter, or not the dead hunter. My brain's
Paralyzed.
Feral.
Yeah, the feral hunter. Yeah, I was thinking of the dead guy in the morgue. That's not the hunter. The hunter, who is weird and feral. Oh boy, I don't think I actually wrote down a name for him, so we're gonna call him Franklin.
So he's Frank Eston.
Frank
Is that
Eston. Yeah.
one? Okay. I'll have to put things around him.
But yeah, so this
There it
hunter, the woodland hunter that that Mac saw is Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright.
Staying alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
Staying alive.
Either way, whether or not we're going to actually see the tree house, I do want to swing by the supposed hunter's family residence, which was graciously given to me by the doctor.
Very nice. Very nice talk indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, do we get anything from our research?
Yes, from your research though, you don't actually get much. That's the thing. Like there's a number of cases that are kind of similar, but like this sort of like bizarre feral behavior is not something that like usually relates to UFO encounters with extraterrestrial life. There is
Some diseases.
Yeah, like there are some hints that it may relate that like some things involving corruption with like seepage have resulted in similar acts of feral aggression, but you're not certain like that would apply here, given the fact that it usually has to deal with places of like massive psychic distress and heavy psychic activity, and like where stuff like that's happened. And from what you can tell, aside from the recent destruction of the facility, that's not really been a big deal. That's not really been a thing here, and the destruction of the facility should not have been a major enough incident to create that level of seepage.
Mm-hmm.
It's again, it's the closest thing you have, but it's also, especially with a 20, you can tell that's likely not the case, or at least not the only reason, or at the very least, there's more to this than you realize.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
With the corruption, was it ever linked to a physical sickness?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The feral behavior, was it ever linked to a physical sickness like we're seeing
Yes.
here? Okay.
Yeah, but no.
It's linked to the disease. The guy had the same symptoms before disappearing altogether.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about in the what were researched.
Yeah, like the thing is, yes, you can tell that like from your recent findings that it is almost certainly like with the disease because the guy had the disease. From your research, no, there is no known disease that causes this particular type of behavior.
And when someone is driven to this sort of behavior by corruption, there's not a disease that goes along with it, correct?
No. Like the way the corruption sort of works is that it's partly psychosomatic. So someone could theoretically catch a disease, and if convinced that the disease is making them turn feral because of it, but
heavy weather.
Yeah, but that wouldn't actually result in that wouldn't be like if the person had no reason to assume that was going to be a thing that would happen. It wouldn't happen. Yeah. And more likely with this sort of situation, it would just kill them. They'd probably feel like they were getting really sick and dying, and the corruption would cause them to die.
Okay. Rather than this case where they get minorly sick and then apparently turn into feral raw deer eater that hisses at people. Yeah,
essentially, like this person, from what it sounds like, this person essentially got like a weird case of rabies, as opposed to, some sort of, you don't know.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, like there are cases of finger quotes werewolves that are somewhat similar to this, but even then there's usually more like notable physical corruption that accompanies it.
Okay. So we're operating at least somewhat off the map here.
Yes.
Okay.
So Belil, your suggestion was actually a pretty good one. Talking to the was it talking to the sheriffs?
Talk to the sheriffs. Talk to the family of the supposed of the feral man.
Okay.
Actually, hit up the tree
also,
house.
Check out the tree house.
And I think we also wanted to go after the bodies. Yeah.
That is something that is on our docket.
Yes.
All right.
We have 4 things to do.
Unless Zombie has anything particularly, wants to do something specifically
Let's
differently.
get out of Dodge and move to Canada.
Zombie?
I have nothing.
Then that sounds like it's going to be the plan. You guys head out, pile into your van. Where do you want to go first? What's your first stop?
My thinking is we should check in with the sheriff and the deputies, technically, because at the moment they may be loose ends, and we should get that under control.
Makes sense.
So what you're saying is shoot them?
I'm not saying that, not yet.
Not
Just
yet.
See if we need to shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me pull out my large knife.
Yeah, put that away before you go into the
my
next
dad.
office.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully we don't have to shoot them and we can use them as cat's paws, but...
Chan?
I mean, it's always an option.
It's always nice to not murder.
I mean, Yang can be fun to be around, but he's still an Aegis agent. He's not entirely a good person.
That's entirely fair. Fair. But you
And I mean, technically speaking, if they do a good enough job and they've got the mental resilience for it, potentially we can send up the chain that they might be able to be inducted.
Yeah.
They're in law enforcement. They've at least got some connection. And we're going to need a replacement for a cell here.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, they could serve as security for a future cell if Aegis wants to continue the research. But so you guys go over there then. You have your reasons to not go in shooting. God damn it!
I never said we were going to do that initially.
No, I know. I'm just
that was the small cripple.
In general.
Yeah.
It's not murder everybody. So you go into
Sure.
the sheriff's office is actually kind of bustling. There's a receptionist out in front, and he's filing paperwork from a number of complaints and you can see a number of people are here in the office. Some of them are sitting and waiting semi-impatiently, while at least a couple others are berating the receptionist over something that's clearly got them riled up.
Gonna try and listen into what they're berating the receptionist over.
All right. It's sounds like another missing person case. Judging by the way that they're talking, it sounds like they're actually talking about two different people. They just seem to be kind of like uniting to berate the receptionist over the fact that neither of them is being properly assisted with their missing persons cases.
Do the facts in the missing persons cases, so far as we can hear, seem to line up with each other?
Unfortunately, that is outside of your ability to accurately judge.
Fair enough.
Or no.
Mm-hmm. Just knock on the front desk.
Okay. The haggard receptionist looks over at the rest of you, then looks down over the desk slightly and is a bit surprised, but says, "Oh, hello."
Hello, I'd like to file a complaint.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm kidding. I want to speak to your sheriff, please.
I'm afraid.
Badges.
Oh.
Yeah. All of us.
Yeah.
All of badges. Oh, of course, officers. Yes, Sheriff North is in her office. She's currently working on the case, and at that, you'd like
Can you repeat her last name again?
Sheriff North. And as he actually says, that she's working on the case, that results in an eruption of, even more angry shouting as the citizens express their dissatisfaction with how she is handling the case, and whether or not she is actually handling the case, etc.
Dolson raises his hand above and slams on the desk, trying to intimidate them.
You are literally just adding to the ruckus and encouraging them to continue.
I'm gonna just start, I would say walking, but I have crutches. So, crutching towards the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that not working, he's out.
Yeah, unless the loud and angry people start to follow us, fuck them.
Yeah, they're not particularly interested in actually following you around or giving you problems. They're more interested in arguing with the receptionist over, their own treatment.
I tried.
Yeah.
I tried to help him. Whatever. Screw him.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
To the office.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Yes.
All right.
Knock on the sheriff's door.
Mm-hmm. Knock, open up the door. It's real.
God. As you enter the room, you see a middle-aged woman hunched over her desk, examining a whole pile of handwritten notes and official forms, official forms that appear to be all missing persons cases. And as you kind of enter, she looks up and sees you and says, "Excuse me?"
Hello.
We're from the government.
I see. You're responsible for the quarantine, then?
No, we're responsible for trying to get it lifted.
I see. I appreciate that.
What's this case you're talking about?
I'm going to nod at the stuff on the desk. What percentage of the town is that?
Yes, well, actually, to answer both of your questions, these missing persons cases cover about... they don't actually cover a large enough number of citizens to constitute an entire percentage, but I'd say that at least 10% of all the families in this town have at least one missing person in the extended
How
family.
close are the families? to would they know about the ground zero site?
Yeah, oh yeah, they know all about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
To the ground zero site. Also, how many of these families are close enough to, and then point towards like the general region of the woods where the Pharaoh man was.
Yeah, she looks at the point on the map and says, well, most of them seem to actually, a number of the cases seem to originate from around the site. But after that, it sort of spread outwards from there, and not in a consistent pattern either. It's very random, very spotty. But yes, at least a few cases are centered around these woods. And she points to those. We're trying to comb them, but with a relatively small staff, we're having difficulty, doing so. It's a very large area, and the quarantine zone is at once smaller than would be ideal, as we've been cut off from any other major towns, but larger than is convenient for this sort of search and rescue operation.
Well, I'm going to sit down. Do you know about the medical records of the missing persons?
I've examined them. There's not too much to say. We didn't exactly...
Anything about a recent sickness? Or...
Look, they didn't exactly come in for medical examinations right before being taken. Well, we have a few situations in which people came in for, came in to see the doctor prior to going missing. In a lot of cases, they just up and vanished. It did seem like there is, she kind of slides through the papers, a higher percentage of people who did come in reporting to feel sick prior to their disappearance. But as I said, it's not impossible that that is an unrelated thing, as there's also a fair number of people who have been sick for longer who haven't disappeared at all. It could just be that it's flu season, and unfortunately that is throwing off the numbers.
Was there any descriptive or any unusual behavior by any of the those who had disappeared? Yeah.
Let's see here. If she kind of flips through things, not anything particularly noteworthy. As I said, the pattern seems fairly random as to who's disappearing. If it wasn't for the incredibly high number per percentage of the town, at the very least, I would call the entire thing a bit of a coincidence. But as is, and given the fact that there is at least some evidence that early cases, she rolls her finger around the site of the incident, occurred near enough to this mansion, we suspect that it is, that these are, clearly related in some way that we don't understand at this point.
Was the town's meat consumption increased?
I don't believe so. She looks kind of concerned.
We can talk to the butcher about that.
Yeah. You don't believe that tainted meat could be responsible, do you?
Not at the moment.
Just following up on all possibilities.
Theories.
We understand that you were the first responder on the scene to the incident at the site?
Yes, I was, and unfortunately, we only arrived after whatever individual responsible for the attack had already escaped. Though we were there in time to see the damage wrought while it was still very, very fresh.
How far in did you go?
Well, we cordoned off the area almost immediately because the attack, with the severity of the attack and the level of automatic fire that we heard, led us to assume that there might be danger in just moving directly in. So we called in backup and held down a perimeter outside. By the time the backup arrived and cleared out the house, unfortunately, the suspect had already long since vanished, and we ended up losing out on the possible, benefits of having been able to explore the location at the time, right at the moment. By the time we went in, it was, well, not much to say. Bodies, piled around inside, and just a general mess.
And you went inside. We understand 2 others.
Yes, my deputies. She, pulls open a filing cabinet and pulls out a couple of dossiers. Charlie Finn. She's, she and Charles Richardson. They were with me for our first response.
Okay.
How many bodies did you pull out?
I believe there were 6 in total.
Out of character, how does that gel with the cell's personnel records?
That is 1 less than the total number of people in the cell itself. The administrator was removed from the site prior to the police before the police were able to enter the facility.
Okay, so every member of Aegis that was supposed to be on site was essentially accounted for.
Yes, yeah. The only one who wasn't was the director, and that was because he basically was not supposed to, explaining away, his presence in the facility would have been so, difficult that they decided it would be easier just to, cover that all up.
Got it. The backup that they called for, was that controlled by Aegis?
The backup they called for?
Yeah.
Aegis basically managed to get a team into position there because they were keeping a close eye on that facility due to its importance. So they were able to, at the very least, kind of take care of that before it became a serious issue.
Okie dokie. Looks like we don't have to murder the sheriff.
Yeah. As of right now, it appears that things are relatively safe.
Okay. We'll still want to go ahead and interview them. Get as much as we can.
Yeah.
Still probably a good idea, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
where can we
need to hotline
find
Miami
these?
this place.
Where can we find these deputies?
The deputies are currently out involved in the search. We are severely understaffed and dealing with a bit of a crisis, so I couldn't afford to have them sitting around the office.
What were they sent to?
I'm sorry?
Do you have the path of the places that they were sent to? So that we could, rather than meeting them here, we could probably just meet them at one of the locations.
Well, mostly just out in the woods, but she kind of opens up a little map of the woods. It's if you hurry, you might be able to meet them at the at this rendezvous spot. She points to a large kind of hillock, like a rocky hillock. They're supposed to report there. It has better reception, and they'll be calling in from there. And she looks at her watch, a couple of hours.
All right. Takes out a fucking timer.
Right.
And just sets it for 2 hours.
Yes.
Well, less than that, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Sheriff, what's your take on this whole situation?
She thinks about it for a second and says, from what I can tell, I hesitate to to make wild assumptions, and I want to be very clear that anything I say regarding, my own suspicions are strictly between us and not an official statement by the sheriff's office.
Of course.
What I suspect is that this is all something to do with the explosion, and that the individual who was responsible, who we have reason to believe remains in this facility, like around this area, may have used some sort of chemical weapon. The fact that this recent illness seems to coincide almost directly with the attack and with the disappearances leads me to believe that there may have been a chemical agent used. Of course, that is not an official statement, and it would cause panic if people were assuming that they were all in danger from some sort of biological weapon, especially with the quarantine going on. And that wouldn't exactly help anyone, so we're keeping it very much off the record for the time being. But that is my current working assumption. She kind of actually rummages through her desk and pulls out a set of medical masks and says, I gave ones to my deputies as well. Don't wear if you don't have any other sort of facial protection, don't wear these out of the office, but do put them on before you go out into the woods.
Understandable.
Very kind
Some
of you.
nods. Yeah.
Takes it.
Of course. She looks kind of like notedly at you, and but decides not to say anything about it. It's like, she's clearly a government agent. She's just a bit short, but man, that's a little bit weird.
The 6-year-old looks fucking weird.
Yeah, this fucking 6-year-old looks a little bit weird, and I feel a little bit bad about sending her out into the woods with a dangerous, possible terrorist. But
and she's on crutches.
Yeah, she's on crutches, but it's probably really, really rude to actually say anything. So
it's a pity party.
So she's like, all right, okay, yeah, of course. Please let me know if anything comes up, and if you do see my deputies out there, make sure that they are also informed as to any potential dangers that they may be facing in the area. I understand that you may not be at liberty to share whatever information the government has about this current event, but if my deputies are at risk, I would prefer you to at least tell them that you are taking control of the situation going forward.
Yeah, I got one of the gas masks, so I'm gonna just, as soon as we leave, throw this mask away.
We have rat suits. We don't care.
We have the masks too. We have our own.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You have actual suits and stuff. You have better quality gear than what she's given you, but she clearly is concerned about the potential biohazard risk.
In the interest of paranoia, I'm going to check the mask to see if there are potentially any incapacitating agents that were smeared on it.
Roll me a perception plus chemicals.
Just use science for that one?
Yeah, science. I'll just use science for that one.
Okay. Perception plus science.
Yeah.
UFology. Is it a space mask?
No, this obviously isn't a space mask. Okay.
Sadly.
Is it a chemical agent created by aliens?
What did you roll?
11.
11. Okay. You don't detect anything.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it's yeah, unless anyone else wants to try, you're pretty sure it's probably safe.
I'm not risking that shit. I'm throwing that shit away.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Safe with what we have.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the safer option. that Discord thing has been broken there for forever. I have no idea why it's doing
You can
that.
change the nickname of it too.
Yeah, I haven't actually. Like literally, I checked that earlier, and it was like, Duhad is playing Gwent. I'm like, I don't even have the fucking.
You can change the name of what it is if it's saying a thing. So you could literally just like change that.
You can
The trombone.
Yeah, I was playing the trombone. Yeah, no, like, I have no idea. I don't understand Discord. People at home who are using our Discord channel, I really sincerely thank you. It's great, but I genuinely have no idea how the fuck Discord works. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't like it.
April will make you a member of our channel if you can tell her how Discord works in 3 seconds.
3 seconds from the time when we're recording this, not from the time this goes live.
Magic pixies.
Of course.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So. Anyway, yeah. So that's everything you get from her. Do you guys want to go on from there to talk to the parents, the family?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Sure. I suppose.
Okay, I guess I'm trying
Tie
to
up our
report
people.
Discord while we're role playing.
What?
I was trying to figure out how to like change the status thing, but I can't.
Well, I mean,
figure
what you go is you go into user settings.
it out. Oh, God.
All of you can listen on this. You can go to what is it called? I was just there. I was literally just there. This is hilarious.
Oh,
Feel
Oh, I
The
think
highest
it's under
quality
games.
entertainment.
You go to games.
oh boy, the hottest Galdi stuff on YouTube.
You go to
Yeah.
games under under your user settings.
Yeah,
And
okay,
then-
and then you can.
Change it there.
Okay, I am so confused. It's like I'm literally looking at it. It's like, oh yeah, you're totally playing like The Witcher right now. Here's even the file that you have open. Like, what? No, it's not. It's not even open. What the fuck are you talking about, Discord? You goddamn crazy thing. What?
You jerk.
All right. Can I just turn you off altogether? Because like that's just
Yep.
weird.
You can, I believe.
Okay. Anyway, so point taken is though. Yeah, you guys head over
Is
to.
that point taken?
God damn it! Yes, you're going to break that point.
Oh no, my pencil.
And then we're going to move on to the family,
Ooh.
where a poor Australian child is sickly weeping in the corner as
As they always do.
fades away
Looks
in
like
front
a
of her
guitar.
eyes. Is that
Oh,
music
by the way,
okay, my
since
dude?
I'm-
You've been like really quiet.
Yeah, I'm here.
He's just crying right now.
My character doesn't do much. He's a quiet guy, so
Okay.
I'm being entirely because I'm sick. But if you're wondering what my character is doing in a situation, he's probably standing slightly behind someone at a diagonal, so he's
Okay.
looking over their shoulder,
Well,
and he's nodding in agreement with what they're saying.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
he's squatting right underneath,
well-
like right next to my character. So that he's.
oh God. But no. Before next session, me and you will work out like how to better get you invested when you're not sick and like literally vomiting out your organs at this exact second.
No, you have to be sick.
Or
You have to be
possibly have to
sick for every
shoved in
session.
some
No,
hole
you
in
see,
your
his
cock.
character contracted the disease. This is
Oh
all
my
just
God.
part of progression.
Oh, wonderful. Now I'm gonna have to kill my friend. Or experiment on him.
No. Not
Or
again.
hypnotize him into thinking he's not sick.
So you head over to the family's house.
Yep.
Okay, so the drive at the family's house is pretty uneventful, and by the time you reach it, the day is starting to wane a little bit. You still have about an hour. You still have like an hour and a half to go before you need to actually meet up with at the rendezvous point. But like that rendezvous point will be happening about sunset. Like it's now late afternoon.
Fair.
And as you approach the door, as you approach the building, you see that the door is actually ajar.
Arm yourselves.
pistol out.
Rack.
Pistol in one hand,
Dart
gun
gun
in the
out.
other. No.
Okay, you're all flashing your steel, your metal. You got it all in
Right.
hand.
Oh no, hiding the shit, just making sure that it's charged.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, do you park right outside in front of the house, or are you going to approach from a distance? What are you gonna do?
Go in.
Let's just go.
Oh, we should have it where someone's in the back entrance to see if anyone runs out.
I'll go back entrance.
In that.
Just take a little run around.
Okay.
Keep an eye on it.
So you approach from the front while Winter's character heads around the back?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so...
You all die in an explosion, and Winter's character is the only one that lives. 'Cause
Why
the house-
why don't y'all give me a marching order, real quick?
I don't think it would be a good idea for me to be front. I don't think.
Let's see.
I'm gonna put myself like.
I'm happy to go first.
Okay. The six zombie lady goes up front. I forget if whether your character is a guy or a girl.
It's a guy.
Okay, six zombie men is gonna go up front.
Okay.
His name's Lawrence. So
Creepazoid? Playing a female?
So what a
Lawrence McShody.
what a
everyone knows you can't play outside of your gender.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Creepy. Just like that video Winter showed me about how you should never play girls in role playing games because of their feminine instincts.
What?
Video.
I'm making fun of some video series that Winter showed me. It's fine.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot?
What?
It's cool.
WTF.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Not the time.
Yeah,
So do we want the 6-year-old in the center or in the back?
I don't care. As long as I'm not in front, so I'm not a bullet sponge. I can't take that many bullets.
I don't think any of us can.
I don't think any of you can take like more than like 2 bullets at most.
Yeah, but
Hey,
I'm
actually, quick question. What are the life point totals for the party?
I have 22.
Okay.
38.
Okay.
I haven't calculated them yet.
Well, you might want to do that real quick. Spoiler
It's
warning.
strength plus con.
NAN,
times 4
not a
plus
number.
10, and
It'll be
then
fine.
it's hard to kill.
No, it'll be fine. I'm gonna go through this whole game without calculating my hit point.
No one's
Okay.
ever gonna hit
You
you.
better keep in mind how much you've lost though.
No, he's just never gonna get hit.
He's never gonna hit. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
like,
Winter's got it. See, Winter and I share a soul now. I've shared with him my soul of light.
Man,
Yeah.
that hurricane really does some magical things. Too soon.
You Jorkensteins.
But anyway, let's say I'm in the center.
Okay, I
We
will
have,
take
we
up
have
the rear.
Lawrence in the front. I'm in the center. Yang.
Doc's in the rear.
Yeah, Donk's in the back, and then
In the far back.
Daddy Van Buren is on the other side of the building.
So we've got the person with the most life points on the other side of the building.
That is weird.
Tactics, it is obviously our character's strong point.
Yeah.
Our life point total as a group of 3 equates to greater than his as a group of 1.
True.
You'll
He's
balance
just
that.
38. so
We'll take roughly the same number of bullets before we go down as he did.
There you go. That's the spirit.
we also have more guns, so
Yeah.
we can shoot more people.
See? You're
Yeah.
fine.
It all comes out.
Okie dokie.
Just
Okay.
gotta think about it.
So yeah, again, so you're just gonna like walk in the front door?
I think we're gonna move up cautiously on this, given that the door has been apparently busted wide open.
When I get around, is the door ajar? Is there any windows open? Anything?
No.
Fair enough.
It seems pretty normal on the other side, just like that. You're also all of you roll me a perception plus notice, and you can add A levels. You can add acute hearing if you have that.
This is gonna be great.
4.
Oh boy.
13.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez, look at that.
You dropped on the ground,
No.
but what the fuck?
No.
Keeps rolling sixes. What is this shit? Hold on.
I can't see anything. Well, I can't hear anything because this is a hearing check.
On the other side of the building, so I would imagine you'd have a little harder time.
Okay, so
Yeah, no, I have oh man, I did shit.
All right, let's them all off, people.
13.
4.
7.
And 9 from Zombie Cam, though his poor, weak, sick throat cannot make such loud noises.
Come on, liven up. You're sicker than the fucking sickly child.
Yeah. So for those of you who rolled everything, you do hear a soft sound coming from inside. It's like a creaking and a like grunt, like heavy breathing and creaking wood. Not like loud creaking wood and like rapid breathing like you might get with a sexual thing, but like just sort of like old floorboards squeaking as someone moves around, breathing heavily.
What
so
is
he's
the
walking around
threshold
in-
for us being able to hear this?
Just the people who rolled over 9.
Okay.
Over?
Got someone in there.
It has to be
It's
9
like
in.
9 and over, so the
Okay.
The 2 of you.
Yeah, I'm immediately going to go ahead and say, looks like there's someone in there.
Oh, but you can hear something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like someone's moving around inside.
Well, since I can't hear anything, I'm gonna kick the door.
Are you gonna kick the door in?
No, I
I'm
don't.
gonna test if it's actually unlocked first.
Okay. It is unlocked.
Alright. That makes it easier.
Are you just
Open
gonna
it.
Okay, open the door.
Yep.
That would have been funny if he kicked it open. He checked if it was unlocked. He was like, "Okay, I'm not gonna break the door."
Roll
Kicks
me,
it open.
hold on, Winter, tell me something. Do you have fast reaction time?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, I want you to roll me a simple dex roll.
Alright.
There's a gun at the door.
5, 6,
There's a
9, exactly.
Okay, so you're gonna be going second.
Oh god.
But at the very least, you aren't getting caught completely flat-footed as like in an ambush. But as you open the thing, you actually see that there's a man you've never seen before, standing in the middle of a hallway. It's like a two-way hallway. It's you can see the door where the rest of the party is obviously coming in from on the other side, and the man is kind of standing halfway down the thing holding a shotgun. He is drenched in blood, and his eyes are wide and wild as he stares at you. And then he raises the shotgun and fires it in your direction.
Yes, Ebola.
Do you want to
Alright.
roll some sort of defensive action?
Yes, I was gonna roll a dodge.
Okay.
Is there cover for you to dodge behind?
The rest of the wall.
Duhad?
Yeah, he has cover. It's not great cover, but he's got cover. Yeah, he's in the door. He's in a doorway. It's not exactly like he's out in the middle of nowhere. The guy has no
16.
cover. The guy.
Yeah, I rolled
the
the 10, so 16.
What was that?
16.
60?
16.
16. Okay.
No, I rolled 110, rolled 60.
Okay. You. Penalty for dodging ranged attack, for dodging bullets. Okay. You will take reduced damage from this, but you are getting hit by by part of this shotgun blast.
Mm-hmm.
So I will. Do you have any body armor on?
don't seem to.
All right. Okay, so I will. Yeah. So I'll reduce that by half. You get hit for 8, and then tripled because it's shotgun blast. So you get hit by for 24 damage.
Oh my fuck.
That's half.
Yeah, your
Guns
part of
are
your arm
so-
bursts in a gout of blood, and you are physically thrown backwards. But because of your dodge, you actually managed to get mostly out of the way, and so the shot that might have otherwise killed you only, seriously hurts you.
Well, I'm glad I went first.
Yeah.
And that I could take the bullet.
Yeah. The rest of you hear the gunshot from inside.
Okay. What part of the house is it coming from?
Basically directly in front of you, like if you were to open the door.
Okay.
Okay. Can I open the door quietly?
You can open it. Opening it quietly is not a problem for you.
Isn't it open at the moment?
Yeah, it's partially ajar.
Okay. We could just open it quietly.
Okay.
As we move up, I'm going to go ahead and cover the windows.
Okay. The sight you see from inside the windows is actually pretty grisly. There seems to be blood and body parts scattered around the main living area. There's a axe buried halfway into the floor, and you feel your stomach turn as you realize that there are more than a single human being's worth of parts here.
I see 2 rib
roll me a quick
cages.
fear test.
And what is used for that?
Your willpower doubled plus
Plus, what is it?
Wait.
Nerves of Steel, if you have it.
Do not.
Oh, I forgot. I have flashback military. So let's see if I.
Oh yeah, roll.
So I have a
Go crazy.
17.
Was it?
17.
Okay, you're fine.
Gotta love high willpower. Good one. I love it.
Defro.
Let's see. So that's an 11 base. Willpower doubled.
Yep.
Tie.
Die. Okay.
17.
So I think that's going to be a minor failure. I have to quickly scroll up to check the willpower, the fear test rules real fast. I think a tie still is a minor failure, but
No, I mean a tie with the previously stated score.
Oh shit! Then you're fine. Yeah. Never mind.
I'm the strong.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
and I rolled a 7 on my flashback.
That's a bad one. That's a not good one. So you, on the other hand, here we go.
I'm fucked up.
Yeah, let's see
Completely.
here. All right, here you go. Fear test. Pass the it's difficult willpower rolls. So never mind. It's only willpower, not willpower doubled.
Okay, in which case 14.
Still good, Belial. I think you're still good, right?
Yeah, I had a 17 in total.
Yeah. Then you're fine. Yeah, only down to 14. Then I assume. Winter, what is yours? What's your new total?
6.
Oh wait, what? Wait.
Willpower straight, not willpower doubled. And zombie cam.
Oh, we're doing another roll?
No. I made a mistake. It's willpower straight, not willpower doubled.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Instead, it is an. Hold on.
Okay. Wait, what?
It would be an 11.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, what? 1? What? No. Okay. Zombie cam. What
When
is?
did I say?
Damn, what is your willpower?
6.
Damn. Zombie. What? Roll me a fear test as well, real quick.
A 12.
You're good. Okay. So.
Yay, fucked up times.
Yeah. Normally there's some fear modifiers and stuff, but I think it's fine for right now. So what we're doing here is, so you failed your test by a 4, Winter. So your character is paralyzed. You cannot move for 1d4 turns. Only intervention by other characters who may shake her, slap her, or otherwise force her to act will allow you to take any actions. Lose d6 essence points.
D6. You want me to roll that, or do you want to?
I will roll both of those for you real quick.
Alright.
Where is my D4? Let me just pull out my D4. Here's my D4. Okay, so you lose 4 essence points, and you will be paralyzed for 2 turns.
Alright.
And that is due to you having, like, PTSD war flashbacks. Normally I wouldn't have you roll for a fear test for this one because you're used to getting shot at, but in this case it's triggering, post-traumatic stress.
Yep.
So yeah, the gunman has acted. You are currently paralyzed.
Alright. One turn?
Yeah, zombie. The rest of them are okay. So yeah, Belil, you're using your action to open the door. Colonel the Frog's using his action to peek through the window. What are you doing, zombie?
I'm going to fire my tranquilizer at the guy.
Okay, so basically you wait for Belil to have the door fully open, then you pew with the frag.
Yes.
Roll me your shot.
It'd be funny if you missed and hit Winter.
I mean,
It would solve his fear thing because he would be unconscious, but he would be basically dead because the person.
Actually, that is the thing. Because of the way this whole thing is set up, is you basically don't. He has no cover to dodge to, but if you miss him, you are basically shooting at each other, like, through this corridor.
No, I did.
Roll to 5.
Yeah, you got out of the way, so you're fine. But if you start shooting back in the corridor, you might hit them. Okay, you got a 5 total, zombie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
I don't have any gun skills.
Yeah, Winter's very lucky that he rolled out of the doorway because, like, a dart flies past him.
Funny enough, what's the range, by the way, between us and him?
It's like short range.
Oh, okay, then there's no modifier. I have that table pulled up right now.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
All right, coolio. So yeah, that means that we're back up to the top of the order, which was going to be Winter. You are now down to 1.
We haven't rolled initiative yet.
Okay, well, you guys can roll initiative real fast. I've been doing it based on like who acted first in combat so far, but yeah, you can just roll quick initiative.
I already lost 1 turn, so
Yeah, so
it's flipping over
turn.
again. Yes.
D10 plus Dex, yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Of course, this roll is a 10.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Of course. Of course.
Actually, I mean, this was a poor roll. I would like to take another shot. Oh, look at that, a 10.
Of course. No. So, okay, so Belil's a 7. Kid's not. The Frog is a 9. Zombie is a 12. This dude is a 12. Winter, what are you?
I was 9?
9 for Winter. So, top of the order, going basically the exact same time, is Zombie and this dude. And this dude turns around as the dart flies past his head and bellows at you. It's not even any words. It's just basically like, "Rah!" Or it's just like really angry. And he raises his shotgun as you raise your dart gun, I assume, or dive out of the way. Your choice.
What type of shotgun are they?
It's like a hunting shotgun. It's like a double barrel. He'll probably have to reload after the second shot.
Okay, that'll leave him open.
Yeah, but he's firing down the corridor at the 2 of you, who are both staying in the doorway. So, Zombie, since you're acting first, since you're acting at the same time, would you like to use your turn to just completely get behind cover, or to take a shot back as he fires at you?
He's firing at me?
Well, you're the one who just shot a dart at him, yeah.
Wait.
He's shooting down the corridor at both of you. You basically are kind of in the same physical space because of A, the height difference, and B, the fact that you're both kind of crammed in a doorway. You and
Out
Bill.
of character, I know that I have a 1 in 5 chance of hitting him. Actually, in character, I can probably make a similar assumption.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run behind cover.
Okay, so you use your turn to get behind full cover. That leaves the little girl, and he doesn't seem like the type of person who's going to mind all that much about who he's shooting at. So,
Oh, is she behind? Should I pick up the little girl? Could I do that?
You can try and pull her out of the way and give her a bonus to her dodge.
Okay, I'm gonna drop kick the little girl.
Well, that's not the assistance I was thinking of, but okay. Roll me a kick. Roll me a kick.
I fucking hate you.
I'm getting you out of the way.
I fucking hate you.
Boot to ass, other side of the door.
Kick her through the door.
What is that? A 1d4 or plus one?
Yeah, it's a 1d. It's a 1d4
Times strength
plus one. So what's your strength?
I would imagine you're going
2.
for a lethal attack.
Well, I mean, like it's going to like boot you and do like some light damage.
God, I hate you all.
It's fine. I only rolled a 3.
You just get slammed.
Well, you rolled a 3, and what's your strength?
2.
Okay, so that's a total of 9.
I hate you.
You kick her out of the way as you like boot her, and she like.
Wait. No. I rolled a 1, a total of 3.
Oh,
1 times
okay,
2 plus
yeah.
1.
Okay, sure. Three
So,
did.
3
damage. So you kick
Hey,
her hard enough to kind of make her
Goodness.
stumble out of the way. As you do that, he takes sort of aim and fires, blasting a big old chunk out of the door frame that you guys are now hiding behind. Well, the side the Blue Gill's on, we'll say. You're kind of hiding on the other side. That moves us down.
It's great. It's funny because I didn't even need that fucking help because I just rolled a 10.
So, probably would have been fine either way, but, it's the thought that counts.
God damn it.
So that means
At least
that
it didn't do like 9 damage to me.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, at least there's that. Winter and the Frog, you two get to go at the same time now.
I'm paralyzed with fear. Great turn of mine.
Okay, and yeah, so your turn is spent getting over, recovering well enough to continue fighting. The Frog, what do you do?
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, draw a bead on his chest, and put a burst into him.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it from down low.
Okay, cool. So roll me that one.
Okie dokie. What is the skill?
Yeah,
Dex
this
plus
guy's not
SMG
dodging or
5.
anything, so it shouldn't be too hard to hit him.
Okie dokie. Not with that kind of rolling, it's not going to be. Okay, that's going to be a 20 total.
Okay, that's
Oh
definitely
my
a hit.
god, wow.
God damn.
19 on the dice plus, which comes out to 15, and then 5 for his actual skill index.
All right.
So, how many success levels were there in that?
Oh god. Bleel, you have the thing open, don't you?
What is the total?
It was a 20.
Yeah, hold on, I can check that really quick, because,
Just gonna pull open my major sheet that has a
man?
5.
5.
Yeah, it is.
Just took 5 bullets to the chest.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Awesome.
What's the damage on those?
100 out of 100. Let me just go ahead and check the SMG stats. Where are we?
So he's dead.
If he isn't, we've got bigger problems.
Well, no, yeah, you.
So the submachine gun is D6 plus times 4.
Okay. Roll 5 of those.
Wow. Just wow.
Okay.
If it
First
hits
one
the
is
vital organ,
4,
does not multiply to
2, 5. Okay, so we're at 11, 17, and 22 times 4. 88.
Okay, yeah. You splatter this guy across the corridor. His chest is caved inwards. His head, takes the 5th bullet out of the gun as the recoil causes your arm to jerk up slightly, and he drops like a sack of potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I am going to check any other areas in the room to see if there's someone hiding, because, god damn it.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anyone, and his shotgun is completely empty. So even if he was somehow faking being dead, he would have to reload in order to actually,
Fuck it, running up and kicking it away.
Fair enough. I don't blame your paranoia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in, pick up that shotgun, and look for some shells.
Okay, yeah. His pockets are, not like full of shells, but there's about like 3 additional shells in his his pants pocket.
I would also like to see if any of the drawers have a box of shells, because anyone who owns a shotgun would
You will probably own
feasibly
some
have a
shells, yeah.
box.
Thanks for
of shells.
checking on your father.
You're fine.
Take a point of bleed damage, by the way, Winter, because you've not been bandaged up yet.
I don't have first aid, hun. So
yeah,
I don't want to.
I'm fixing myself up.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and clear the house as best as possible.
Okay, it's a relatively clean sweep, though there are some grotesqueries that you find, primarily in the living room. It looks like the residents here are no longer residents of this mortal coil.
11 first aid.
I'm going to look at the guy we just killed's identification.
Alright. You can get a pretty, the bullets have done a lot of damage to him, but you can get a relatively solid read on his face, get some info that way. Hold on, how many shells around the house I got? You get an additional 6 shells.
9 shells. Good.
What type?
Buckshot.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah.
Best type.
Yeah. You're up in New England. There's a lot of deer, so this guy was apparently hunting.
Oh my god, is that why it's called buckshot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Since you kill bucks. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you grab what you can, shove it in a little bag. Winter, roll me that first aid.
I already rolled 11.
Okay, that'll be enough to staunch the bleeding. So you're no longer bleeding, which is good. Though you're still pretty fucked up. Like, that one hurt like a bastard, and your arm is certainly broken.
I hobble through the doorway. I'm fine.
I yell to the rest, everyone else. Do we still have the video recorders in the van?
Yes.
All right, let me get one.
In fact, I have one on me.
Oh my goodness, what a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
Not a coincidence, I said this at the beginning of the last session!
What are you talking about? What's a session?
What's
This
a
has just
paladin?
been one day that we've been working on.
What?
Anyway, hand me that so that I can videotape the evidence.
I do so. As I do so, I say, it was a good thing I kicked you out of the way.
Right,
hit by
otherwise
that
I would have been shot with a shotgun.
Yep.
Hearing this, Dolson walks over and kicks the body that's already dead. Just out of spite.
Do the Dead Space Isaac stomp on his body?
Yes.
That
Clearly.
stomp is like 8 tons. Like, you can just fucking destroy bodies.
If you're actually going for the Isaac Stomp, I'm actually going to try and push you away from the body.
Yeah, no, I'm not actually. I'm just kicking it, kind of loosely.
Mhm.
I don't have enough blood in my body to Isaac Stomp.
Hey, knock it off. Leave the evidence.
They tried to kill my daughter.
Also you, what the hell?
Do
Oh,
I get anything from his identification? Who was this man? Why was he acting crazy?
This guy, so just because you have, seen his face now from some of, the police station stuff, this is one of the missing individuals, and specifically you imagine this is the missing hunter who you, came to check on the family of. The family of, you can take a pretty clear guess, are currently in the living room in several pieces.
How many heads are there?
Well,
Count up the body parts and divide them by five.
No. How many heads are there? How many right hands are there? How many left feet are there? Whatever.
Are you
I
biology?
can put your foot on mine, and then I can start walking again. No.
Who here knows biology?
I don't have anything special for it.
I don't have science.
Okay.
I know crypto.
Let's see. I've got science, but I don't have biology. I've got research and investigation, and my thought here is, this is an alien crash. How many aliens were in there? How many pieces of them?
Oh, no, certainly.
That's essentially what's being used there.
Oh, I know. But, like, it's even here having medical skills, doctoring, first aid, etc.
I have first
Hell no.
aids.
Okay. So you already have to bring in your buddy with the first aid skills. It's not a difficult task, but basically, the situation that you're looking at in this living room is not how many heads are there, but if you piece the pieces together, how many heads can you make?
Ah, gotcha.
And yeah, that takes a little bit of medical knowledge, just because this is the work of a fucking animal. Like, this is the work of someone who, like, completely lost their mind and went crazy with this big fucking axe. The axe itself isn't particularly special. It's not like covered in evil runes or anything. It looks like a normal wood axe, probably from outside. But they went to town on these people. Like, you kind of get the impression that until you guys showed up, they probably spent a good long while just in here chopping to pieces these body parts without making any substantial effort to hide them or anything.
I'll take the fire axe. As I launch it from one of the skull pieces.
Actually, would you
I try
like to
to take
trade? I
Trade.
hold up the shotgun with the shots.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How would you
Keep in mind
swing
that's
a
a nine.
two-handed axe off of... Never mind.
What? What are you talking about?
Just swinging the axe off of crutches in a combat situation would be a pain in the ass.
Okay, yeah, but who says I wouldn't be working with my adrenaline?
I'm just talking about mechanical leverage here.
It's fine.
Also, imagine
Swing.
I don't have a shotgun skill, so it's actually worse for me to use shotguns.
I have a rifle skill, but I don't have a shotgun skill, so it's kind of better.
If I used a shotgun, I would probably die. Also, it was more of a hunting rifle, remember? It was like a double-barrel shotgun hunting rifle is what April said, so you use the rifle skill for it.
Oh, yeah. Woo. Yeah.
God damn it, Zombie, you beautiful, beautiful
Yes, I
baby.
love these.
But
It's
yeah,
for my character research for medicine.
of course.
Of course.
The hell of it is, I can actually see the logic behind it.
Oh, God.
The terrible fucking logic.
You would make a great war criminal.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that what this campaign is?
Okay,
Not
Zombie
this one
Cam, if
specifically. No,
I
worse.
take over a small country, can you please be my general?
There's no more a war between you and what you're facing than there is a war between ants and an exterminator.
Well, see, Zombie Cam and I are no longer morally enemies. We are now cooperative, just as he and Winter are. You know, we are all becoming one, like a hive
We are
mind
one.
in Stellaris, which we will play after this session.
Convergence.
Indeed. But yes,
I need to pull up the shotgun damage.
Oh
Anyway.
god, shotgun bunk damage is fucking high.
Yeah,
Do
so
you
it's
have
8
that
times
number on you
6.
specifically, or am I going to?
It's
Oh, God.
D8 times 6? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And you get a +1 to hit with it.
What's the fire axe damage?
I've only got ranged
okay,
weapons at the moment. Give me a
I
second.
think it's a D. Stop doing that. I think it's a D6 times strength.
Oh, okay.
And since it's a bladed weapon, it will double once it's gone through armor.
Yeah. Alright. Saving that to my sheets. Is
I
that
suppose I should probably go ahead and put my SMG damages down.
Probably not a bad idea. So yeah, is there anything else you guys want to try and look for in this house? The witnesses you came to speak with are dead. The suspect you were looking for is dead.
Yeah.
This is the family of the man, or is the man could be easily identified as the person in the woods?
Yes, you could probably the man is heavily damaged, but a doctor or police officer could easily identify them with their proper records.
Okay.
No, what I'm gonna
take
do?
the teeth. No.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna call the sheriff.
Fair.
All right.
Do we want to bring them in on this?
We have to. If we want to protect the civilians here, we have to bring this to the attention of the sheriff. So I call the sheriff, and I explain that, Sheriff, I know you've never met me before, because I was silent. I was non-talking, almost as if I wasn't there.
Oh yes, I remember you. You were in the back, staring at us all menacingly.
Pretty weird.
I've called to tell you that you should release a warning to the people of the town to not approach any of the missing individuals if they see them, and to contact you immediately, and then for you to contact us immediately about them.
Of course. Why? What happened?
The missing persons seem to be acting violently.
How violently?
I survey the scene of
Of carnage.
Them and then me as
wait,
well.
hold on. I survey the scene of Dawson reconstructing heads and quite violently.
I see. Did you apprehend him? Is he?
We attempted to, but he opened fire on us.
My God, is he? Of course. Should there be where's the body?
I give her the name of this man and say his family home.
I see. Is the family there?
Pieces.
Yes.
They're here and there and also over there.
Hey, I think I found one of the eye sockets.
Not
You
how you
found
would
the
hope for
hole.
them to be.
I found the hole.
She sounds like she's kind of studying herself, and then says, "I understand. I will contact the doctor and I will contact Dr. Franklin and be over as soon as I can."
And I request this medical aid as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I bring some. Ask the doctor to bring some medical supplies. One of us is injured.
I see.
some bad things.
I will inform him. Will you be there at the site when we arrive?
Will we? Sure, I suppose so.
Depends on how much time is left on the timer, like I said.
You've got about an hour to go.
Okay, as soon as that hits an half an hour, we're going. And whether or not anyone who's coming, we're going anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You should probably let the sheriff know that.
Oh yeah, when he gets here.
Yeah, I let the
she-
sheriff know that we'll be leaving in half. Where are we going in half an hour?
You have to. You're meeting with
Rendezvous
the
point.
deputies.
Well, I could stay behind.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who wants to stay behind, I'm going.
Okay.
So It doesn't
I
take
should
them.
say.
It doesn't actually take them that long to arrive. The sheriff and the doctor both need a little bit to actually kind of like get over the initial shock of what they've seen, but they set to work as soon as they can. And the sheriff herself actually basically tells you, like, listen, I need to make sure all of this is taken care of. You said you wanted to meet up with my men out in the woods, with my deputies out in the woods. Like, you were planning on doing that anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Please go out there and bring them back. They should be out. We planned for them to be out a while longer, but get them back here before sunset. Like, as soon as they arrive at the rendezvous point, nothing. Just get them back here before then, because I don't want them out at night with something like this happening.
Okay.
How long do you think you need, Doc?
The doctor shakes his head and says, "This is going to. I can have this bandaged up enough that you'll be safe in only a few minutes, but you're going to need a lot of stitches, and the bone is going to need to be reset if it's not completely, if the fracture is not completely compounded, and this is probably going to take at least a month to heal, if not much more."
Give me those patches as soon as you can. I'm going to head out, and then I'm going to come back so you can start doing those stitches.
Right. He sends you off then with the others.
Low key wish we got the UV goggles plus a UV flashlight.
Might have been handy, but so you guys.
Great.
You guys head out
With our rad suits.
Yeah. You bring your rad suits with you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't be.
Okay.
Because they're really bulky, but okay. That's cool.
Well, we've got a van for a reason.
Yeah. I'm saying whether or not you want to put them on.
Well, if we're going into the woods.
Okay.
With it being a possible risk, might as well.
I won't.
Okay.
I look at them like weirdos. What should get thrown in my face, but oh well, for the time being.
I respect both of your decisions. Both those who want to gimp themselves by, dressing in restrictive clothing that limits their field of view, and those of you who want to have no protection when you go out into the creepy woods. You're both equally
Fucked.
fine and justified in your decisions.
I'm putting on the suit. I'm already going to walk slow with my leg.
Yeah, so you hurry out. And
You are gonna walk slow with your leg.
Yeah, it ends up being actually something of a race against time to actually get out there before the rendezvous is set to happen. But as the sun starts to, like the last rays of the sun start to set, you arrive at the hill out in the woods. You had to abandon the van a bit back to, because obviously thick woods, but you arrive out there with a couple of flashlights and your crinkly ass suits.
Also makes us look more official.
Jesus, this thing has armor value.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
D6 plus 4.
It's not bad.
Cool. I'm just gonna go put that in my sheet right now.
But so as you're staying out there, make me a roll. All of you make me perception rolls.
Yeah.
You all die.
Is this perception or notice?
This is gonna be perception and notice.
How much penalty are you putting for having the rat suit on?
For those of you wearing rad suits, -2.
6.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I think both the Moon Dust Boys are living dangerously.
-2, that's a 4.
Oh boy.
It's basically a D10 for me because they don't have a notice skill and
Notice doesn't put a negative.
Oh boy.
yeah, and my perception doubled is 2.
Oh, I see.
Oh boy, Lucky Ted. What do you get, Boyd?
What am I rolling for? Perception.
Perception.
Okay. Sorry.
You've got
Find
no
the
voice.
While I'm doing this, Leo, have you given me my camera back?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how late is it, Duhad?
It's almost like night. Like it is like
Okay.
sunset.
So
is
it's
occurring.
dark.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
it's pretty dim.
So would being able to see in the dark, say being able to see in infrared,
Yeah, that would be helpful.
add a bonus to this roll?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
I use my reptilian eyes. I mean,
I'm sorry?
Activating dark sight.
I activate the thermographic vision on my camera.
God damn it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you got me all.
Why didn't you
excited
fucking
for a
tell us?
second.
I thought you knew.
Yeah, he
No.
did buy very fancy cameras. So yeah, okay, you flick it on, and like where everyone else, you kind of don't see too much, but a zombie cam, you flick it on, and you see two blobby red shapes, like moving towards you from the woods. One is carrying the other, is kind of helping the other along. And further back behind them, shapes are moving in the darkness, like a number of them.
Oh god.
Okay, when you said that, I just remembered there was a question I wanted to ask the sheriff when she got there, and I'm
Okay.
just gonna retrospectively ask it.
Flashback to when the sheriff arrived.
How many missing persons have you identified?
Currently, 20, 25.
Okay. Flashback to now.
Oh no.
Perfect flashback. Fucking perfect.
They're coming from that way. I point out where the two are coming from. They seem to be being followed.
As you say that, you see breaking through the trees, like those of you who don't have you finally actually see like these two people arrive out of the thing. One of them, a woman, is helping a man along who appears to be bleeding, and as they approach you, she starts to wave and shout like help, help, and then you hear a sound of a gun report. And she flinches and ducks as a piece of tree explodes nearby her, showering her with splintered wood. She almost drops her companion, but manages to keep him upright, and continues to struggle towards you, shouting, "They're right behind us! Help!"
There? How many?
Yeah.
20 to 25.
And we'll figure out how you deal with this situation in the possible exciting conclusion of Conspiracy X, or possibly just the continuation of the mystery. Who knows? But yeah, next time, join us again for a dangerous meeting in the woods. All of you get 3 experience points, and